We're back in the scrum this week. We're all feeling a little Cory Perry hangover. Last week was so good, we're going to try to top it, and I think we did. Brian's going to take us through his entire Jiu Jitsu journey. We got a little surprise for Nate. Of course, we're going to check in on the Ducks and the Kings, see how their weekend went. Welcome back to the scrum. Nate, there's been a little bit of smoke this morning, and we need to know what's going on with your boy Quinn Hughes. His name's popping up. There's, I think Elliot said it sounded like Pittsburgh had the pieces. We heard maybe Detroit had the pieces. Who do you think has the pieces?
There's a few teams, guys, and where there's smoke, there's fire. And I think the tough part is right now for Quinn Hughes and the Canucks is, are they going to trade him to a different team that's not the New Jersey Devils? And that's not where his brothers are. And see, the issue I have with that is what happens if they trade him to, let's say Detroit, who's in the mix now.
Yep.
Or you said Pittsburgh.
Yep. Well,
2 years from now, when he becomes a free agent, are they going to lose him again? And he's just going to continue to the Devils?
Yep.
So this is where it's really hard, because I think in the end, he's going to end up playing with his brothers in New Jersey, whenever that is. So do you fast forward that process and make that happen now, or do you trade him to a different team and then see what happens and let it play out? So there's a lot of rumblings right now, but I don't know how it's going to shape out. And then of course, if you're Vancouver, this is literally franchise changing, because he's a franchise player. So you need to hit a home run on this trade if you're trading him, because you are trading the face of the franchise and you have to get huge assets back.
This guy was in Anaheim last week, his first game back, and I think he drew 3 penalties. And I was just like, how are they getting rid of this guy? I'm like, he's insane. He looks so good. So they have to get a haul back. And I'm almost wondering if these, we got the rumor crews and all these different places, if they're asking a ton from New Jersey because they know that's where he wants to be. So maybe New Jersey is pulling the old, hey, Detroit, why don't you go get him for less, and then we'll give you a little something on the side.
Ooh, the old
they'll double trade.
It smells like a 3-way trade is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's a huge possibility with all teams are happy. Everyone gets their assets.
Yep.
I compare this. I think this is a bigger trade than even the Mikko Rantanen one last year. Like Quinn Hughes to me is that level of player where he changes a whole organization. He changes the whole team. And can you imagine though? Can you imagine having all 3 Hughes brothers on the same team, especially having a guy like Quinn and Jack on the same team, 2 franchise players, brothers playing together? It would be amazing for the league. It would be crazy if it happens. It's just, I feel like there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle that have to move for this to happen.
For sure. And it seems like something the league would want. Like, it's such a cool story. Have 3 brothers together. They're all crushing. Like, it feels like it'd be fun. I'm excited. I love that I have nothing to do with it. Like, you guys go figure this out.
You wouldn't be able to put your phone on Do Not Disturb right now, or you wouldn't be able to.
Oh no!
You would have to answer some calls and get back and
I mean, I will if I have to. If they want to, if the Iser plan isn't working and he needs a hammer plan, I'd say pick him up.
The hammer plan.
Pick him up. Send some Little Caesars the other way.
I can go chat with someone this weekend. I'll be in Detroit.
Oh,
there you go. There you go.
Insider Brian.
We got a guy.
Insider Brian, go talk to Stevie Y. Be like, let's get this locked up.
We got a guy.
What do we got to do? John Gibson needs help.
Meet me at the local rinks.
but here you go, Hammer. And let's put your GM hat on.
It's on already.
What players are going back to Vancouver? Let's say if they make a deal with Jersey, like which players are you're going to have to part ways with a really good roster player.
Yep.
And probably a high pick or prospect, maybe multiple.
Yep.
So which player are you taking from the New Jersey Devils if you're getting Quinn Hughes?
I mean, that's what's always hard about these.
Or giving away Quinn Hughes.
You're gambling, right? Everything's a gamble. You're hoping that this ends up being beneficial for both sides. We give up the right thing. So they're probably asking like current roster player, probably another current roster player who's young, who may turn into something, and then multiple picks. Like, is it a first and a second? I don't even know what it could be. After watching, I think I have some recency bias because I just watched Quinn play live. And I was just like, this fucking kid is dynamic. Like, you have to be asking for a haul because he is the next of the team. And it's like, the Canucks they've just had tough times. They've never won. They just like, they're always looking for their identity. And they haven't had an identity since the Sedins. So it's like, I would think, going back historically, they should be trying to get a brother to Vancouver, not trying to give a brother away.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, changing the whole course of the direction of the franchise once Quinn Hughes is gone. So what players? I guess that's the question: is what players are you willing, or do you want in Vancouver as a part of the core moving forward?
Yeah,
because you got to think it's Pedersen, maybe Demko, these guys are going to be part of the core going forward. So which players are you going to be back? Maybe it's a Dawson Mercer, maybe it's a Dougie Hamilton coming back. These guys coming there. Maybe those are some options, but it's going to be interesting because it's gonna change a lot of things in the NHL once Quinn Hughes is moved, I think.
For sure, because they're already the Canucks are already bad. They're in last place right now, I believe.
Yes, they're down there.
So it's like, I mean, maybe there's no roster players. Maybe they're just full blown, like, give us the farm.
Draft picks.
We want multiple firsts. You've got this kid. We want this kid. We want this kid. Like, maybe it's that type of deal. And they just show their hand and like, we're in a rebuild now.
Yeah. Which, like you said, they're ninth. They're second to last in the West. So
who's in last? Who's in last? Predators?
Nashville.
Oh yeah, poor guys. That's a whole nother caboodle. We
don't have time to talk about Nashville.
I just checked. Larm said he doesn't have room on his memory card for us to talk about Nashville today. It's too much. So, we had a little different episode last week. We didn't get to chit chat and be buds. We had to like really lock in. We had a perennial superstar as our guest for the week. And I don't know about you guys, but I felt like it went pretty well.
It was the first time that where people that I see all the time, they now know I'm part of a podcast.
Oh,
because
okay.
Even though I've been, I think because we all shared it and it got shared, and they may have knew that, I was a part of a podcast, but they never wanted to talk about it. It was like, you hung out with Cory Perry. They wanted, like, that's what it was. I mean, that's what they wanted to talk about.
For sure.
And which was great. And I said, watch the episode. It's insane. Yeah. I actually went back and cause I helped with the dry land with with Maddox's 12U team, 12U AA. And after that podcast, that night actually, and kind of told them some things that he said about, when Nate asked like what, you've played with all these superstars, like what sets them apart, and kind of just gave them a little talk and showed the picture of all of us. And they were just like, them too. They're like, you hung out with Cory Perry, So it was, that's all that you hung out with Cory Perry. They didn't even, they don't see anything else other than that, but that's got to tell them, it's like, hey, this is what this guy, future Hall of Famer, and so it was great.
Biggest common denominator I got from people from after watching it was, well, now I got to root for Cory Perry.
Yes. We pulled some fans
basically
over. I love
What's that, Hammer?
Yeah, we pulled some, got Perry some new fans. I think
really did.
I think that's what's great about anything, like, it's like anything in media. It's like the type of media, which I'm sure, Cory, he doesn't do a ton of it. And I'm sure, he obviously trusted us in that, but it's like, that is, the thing, like my wife always tries to tell players in her job is she's like, people so much talk about players like there aren't real people. Like, oh, you're just a rich guy that plays a game, whatever. She's like, I'm always trying to humanize you so that people can view you as a peer, as like somebody else who's just going through life. Their struggles is different, but like, let's bring you to a human level so I can connect with you a little bit more. And then I'll enjoy when I see you on the ice because I'll cheer for your successes. And that's great. And I think there's so many people that watch that were like, pretty nice guy.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's a villain on the ice, because he's more of a, you know,
he's villainish.
He's more of a pot stirrer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Than a villain, you know, because you don't hate him. He's not doing things where, like when, was it Giordano who do knee to knee on Cam Fowler in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I hated him for years. Probably a great guy.
Still do.
Probably a nice guy.
Pull up, Giordano.
I like when because I felt like he did it on purpose.
Yep.
And I'm like,
we took that one to heart. And Cam's so nice.
And
you're like,
he's a great guy.
You did that to Cam?
Big VG guy at the time too.
Oh, big time.
So,
yeah,
but
really put one.
You know, I put him more. That was a villain move. You know, like, you know, Perry's just doing. So I think, you know, coming on our podcast, it's like it is. I mean, when it was my part, we're talking about our kids. It's like he's Cory Perry, the hockey dad. You know, and like, you know, he opened up about that, and that just, you know, you're right. It just makes him, you know, just another guy, another guy who is into hockey. Yeah,
I've in the last few I guess we've had 3 Ducks games since then. I've had so many people say something to me about the pod, of like Ducks employees who have been around forever, or just fans who are just like, dude, that was so awesome to hear from Perry. Like, he said so many great things in that. And like, episode was great. I'm just like, oh, this is, you know what? Way to go, Scrum fans, for requesting Perry. He was at the top of your list. Now he's at the top of ours. That's great.
I think my favorite was when he was opening up to Bry about, you know, being a hockey dad, and like you could see it. It was just great to see him, like you said, Hammer, open up and give us articulate answers and talk about stories in London. I mean, it was just it was a cool way, like you said, for people to finally get to know Cory Perry, and now they can root for him, which I'm sure it's going to be tough for some people to do that still.
Oh, 100%. And like one of the things from that was so I couldn't stop thinking about is like, this team, what age is this? 8U?
8U, yeah.
8U. They have a former Hart Trophy 50 goal scorer on the bench. And so you're like, oh, he's for sure telling these kids how to bury the puck. He's like, I opened the door for the defenseman. The coach is like, oh, we got it, Pears. I know how to get the boys going. Just make sure you're opening the door.
We don't want too many men on the ice.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, yeah, I'll do whatever job. Like, you're
yeah,
great.
It's pretty special.
That's great.
It was just amazing that we got him, and kudos that he came on and was gracious enough to share everything with us as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, way to go, Nate. That was
you guys
in case
too.
anybody didn't know,
you guys
that was a Nate get. Nate put on his little agent hat and offered Perry a deal he couldn't refuse.
We had to give the people what they wanted, and everyone wanted Cory Perry, and we got him somehow. We got him.
Not somehow, by your will and determination and lasting friendships.
Yeah, that's right.
He saw that. He saw your name pop up on his phone. He was like, "I've had a lot of good times with Nate Thompson. Let's make it one more."
He did say some of the, you know, what he loves about being able to play is the time with the boys.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it just makes sense that when one of the boys hits you up, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah, and that probably takes him to, man, I've never thought about this.
We should have asked him to tell us a Nate story.
Oh God!
Next time we interview a player that played with Nate.
The next time Nate can't do the pod, we're just gonna have Perry be in his spot and just tell Nate stories the whole time. Yeah, he used to do this thing with the socks, man. It was weird.
You want him to do that.
No, we do.
Some of those shouldn't be shared on the podcast.
Yeah, we need Perry after dark. All the Nate stories. Yeah, it was just perfect. I think now we open ourselves up to guests now.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's where, I mean, where do we go now? Right? Like, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
Yeah, I'm glad we're gonna have to. I mean, comment below.
Yeah,
comment below again. Maybe we have more.
You guys were right the first time. What do you got next for us?
Can you go 2 for 2?
Yeah.
Let's go 2 for 2.
Yeah, are the listeners good? Let's see if you can string together a couple wins here. You give us someone bad, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Speaking of pairs, his boys have had a little bit of trouble putting the puck in the net. They're doing some right things. Things aren't falling. But this weekend, they had the perfect opportunity. The Chicago Blackhawks came to town, and they rattled off 6, not even unanswered, just 6 never answered. 6-0 on the Hawks. Boys look good. They're buzzing. Is this a turning point, do you think, Nate, where they go, the ketchup bottle's open now?
I hope this is where the floodgates open up for the Kings, because it was a total opposite the game before that. I was at that game on Thursday, and they had to respond after that because it couldn't get much worse than the game they played on Thursday against the Hawks. So to respawn like they did and put up as many goals as they did, let's hope it's a trend for them. I mean, there's guys that still need to get going for their team that need to score. I'm not going to name names. We know.
They know.
But I'll let you do that.
Don't let me do it. They know who they are.
They already know, but
they know.
You know, down the middle, obviously, and then I think it helps them getting Warren Fogle back. I think that's a huge guy to have back in their lineup. He's been hurt for a while. He gets on the score sheet. I think that's a guy that's big to have in their lineup. And then I think we're starting to see a little bit of a I mean, maybe an emergence, but maybe more of an emergence is Brandt Clark. Like he gets 2 goals on Saturday. Kid's starting to feel it. He's starting to play a little bit more. I think maybe we get another level from him, and hopefully the Kings can keep scoring and they go on a bit of a heater, because I think that they need that. They haven't had that all season yet.
Oh yeah.
Was it Saturday where Clark got the goal with Cory, with Perry in front of just Perry, standing in front of the goalie?
Perry with the perfect screen. Like just
like perfect screen, right?
Unbelievable.
Perfect.
There's a photo from the far side of the rink that you legit just Perry is dead center on the goalie's head. It's unbelievable.
He knows it too. Like that's how good Perry is in front of the net. Like he knows he's screening and he's not even attempting to tip that puck because he knows like Clarkie is trying to pick a corner. So he's like, all right, I'm just going to stand like a statue in front of this goalie right now, which he did. It was beautiful.
That was so rad. That was great. It is one thing that I feel for guys like Brandt in the Kings system and the Kings team, where I look and I go, like I look at what, say, Owen Zellweger looks like on the Ducks.
Yeah.
And Joel has clearly just been like, I don't know, man, go nuts. What do you got? You think you can skate everyone? You think you can do it? Like, go for it. Like, and it's like, I'd love to see Brandt's leash get a little bit longer and be like, go for it, bud. You got it.
You're right. I like that point, Amber. I think sometimes you just got to like take the reins off these young guys and just let them go. It's clearly what Quenneville has done in Anaheim this year is he just started the season is like, all right, leash is off, reins are off. And they're doing that, which, I think you're right. I think maybe they could let Clarkie be a little bit more than he is right now.
Yeah, it's like you watch, like, last night Beckett like move fully across the entire zone, like the worst. You're like, buddy, what are you doing? But then he snipes, and Joel's like, that's why you let the kids go.
I mean, I felt
that's another one.
At one point last night, I've been watching the game. I was at the game live. It felt like the Ducks were on a power play, and I made a comment. I'm like, man, it feels like they're on a power play, and they weren't. I looked. It was 5-on-5.
Brian double checked it.
I double checked because I looked at the board. I'm like, they weren't on a power play, but it looked like they were on a power play.
They oddly enough looked worse on the power play than they did at 5-on-5
because they just moved the puck and 5-on-5, moving around. They're all skating around. They're repositioning, moving the puck. It's great.
Yeah, they're feeling it. They also happen to just absolutely beat up on the Blackhawks this weekend. Blackhawks got outscored Saturday, Sunday, 13-1.
Yeah, they had a tough go. It seemed like they'd stayed in LA for more than a few days in a row and kind of caught up to them.
Did they have rookie party? Did they because they I
don't know, that it's an interesting schedule that they played LA on Thursday and then LA again on Saturday. I've never seen that before.
And then Anaheim Sunday. I think this has been happening a lot with the condensed schedule. I think this is how they fit all the games in. Was they did some of those back-to-backs. I've seen the Kings have that on the road a little bit too.
No, it is. It's a funky schedule. You're seeing a lot of teams actually coming into LA, and this has been like home base where they're here for like a week and they're hitting Anaheim, they're hitting San Jose, they're coming back here playing the Kings. So an unusual schedule, but the Blackhawks had a tough one this weekend, to say the least. They got smashed pretty good, but the Ducks looked, to your guys' point, I know you guys were there, like the Ducks looked good last night, and Beckett Seneca, make that play he made.
I mean, he's a freak.
They look scary.
He turns the puck over a little bit in his style, which is like, okay, that's going to happen the way he operates. But like, he's leading rookies in scoring, leading rookies in goals, potential potential rookie of the year.
I know he turns the puck over, but I feel like he gets back on the puck so fast that even sometimes when he makes a mistake, he's like back in the play. And a lot of the times I feel like, I could be wrong here, but he'll get back in on the play and like the Ducks will get the puck back and they'll have a better chance the second time. Because I feel like the first time he'll be trying to force something, lose the puck, somehow go back and get the puck in the neutral zone or whatever, and then the Ducks have a better chance.
I think that's probably what Joel's telling him is, as long as you have the second effort when you turn it over, then you gotta break some eggs to make an omelet, you know?
Yeah.
You said it, Hammer. I think it's that's a good point. Like right, that's example right there. Quenneville, like he knows Beckett Seneca is probably going to do more good things than bad things out there. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to let him play. If he makes that mistake there, as long as he's working hard doing it, it's okay. Next time he tries to make that play, he's probably going to make it.
Yep.
So I mean, he's like we said, Quenneville's he's letting the boys play. He's letting the kids play there.
He's so smart in that game. The game against the Kings, it's like Joel is so in tune with these kids, and he sees, I'm sure he sees when the guys are turning it over a little bit more and knows when to give them the grace to be like, get back out there again. Or he knows when he's got to be like, hey, come here. You got to sit on the bench for a minute.
Yeah.
Because the game against the Kings in Anaheim, he had seen Beckett turn the puck over with the goalie pulled. And then, there's a save. So face-off comes into the zone. Or no, they ice the puck. And Joel said, hey, Beckett, why don't you come sit on the bench for a minute? I'm going to put Mason out. And then Mason wins a battle on the boards, flips it down. They tie the game. And you're like, Quenneville's so fucking smart. Like, this guy he has an eye for what these kids are doing.
He has a feel for the game. And it's interesting you say that, Henry, because when we had Patrick Kane on the Energy Line of the NHL Media Tour, and he talked about how smart Quenneville was, the smartest coach he's ever played for. He just said, his overall feel for the game and knowing when to make adjustments during the game, he said, is second to none. So I think you're seeing it this season, how good he is at finding the player that's playing well, or maybe finding a feel in the game and making adjustments because of it.
No, that's great. Nate, we have a little surprise for you here. I don't know if you know this. I think you know this. We have some hockey gear freaks in our office. I think they actually were chirping you about your gloves because your gloves didn't have a cuff.
Yeah, Sean did.
Yeah, Sean specifically. I wasn't going to say his name specifically, but yeah, it was Sean.
I'll say his name.
So Sean stays up on all the things. He obviously, all of us are Nate Thompson fans. You know what I mean? And we followed your career closely as friends and fans. We also have this other joy where you played for a fuckload of different teams. And so what makes that really fun that you might not realize is you've got a lot of game used gear out on the secondary market of teams, clearing out the storage units and shit. So Sean,
sick.
I don't know if he's giving these to you. I don't know what the actual protocol is with these. Sean found this fantastic pair of Thompson Bauer Tampa gloves.
Nice.
And they're not in the best condition.
But they have cuffs.
They have cuffs, and they're pretty soft. Like the fingers have a lot of good movement. You definitely beat the shit out of these things. But yeah, so Sean has made it just his mission that he searches your name on all the sites, and he has another item that he's currently bidding on, and we're just going to keep collecting as much Nate Thompson gear as we possibly can.
Well, all right, perfect. Why don't we just leave it? We should just leave it in the Scrum studio.
We should make the Scrum studio just a Nate Thompson museum, and we just start collecting. If we get a pair of gloves from every team,
secondhand Nate Thompson stuff.
Yes,
second or third hand,
literal third hand Nate Thompson stuff.
Third hand Nate Thompson gear.
We could have gotten it free the first time, but we paid double the second time. So this is great. So you want to check these out? Maybe reminisce a little bit. Put these on. Text Stamkos. Ask him.
Yeah, when I'm back in the studio, I'll have to try those suckers on and see how they feel on the hands.
Absolutely. I assume you have other gloves that you'll be wearing this weekend.
I do. I have my black ones that don't have any logos on them that Sean hates, but I'll wear those ones probably.
Okay. Are you wearing those for fun, or would you say you're wearing those for a good cause?
Yeah. So I'm doing 2 charity games this weekend.
No big deal.
Well, the first one is in Aspen. It is called the NHL Outdoor Classic.
Ooh.
And it is put on by the Colorado Extreme, who hosts it.
Okay.
And it's the 3rd annual NHL Alumni Outdoor Classic, and we are playing against the Colorado Avalanche alumni.
Ooh.
And to give you some names, it'll be guys like Kyle Quincy, John Michael Lyles, Shane O'Brien, Jan Stasny, Paul Stasny, Brian McCabe, and then other guys on our team like Joffrey Lupo. We heard Duncan Keith is coming. Scotty Upshaw, Jarrett Stoll. Yeah, it's going to be some guys there. So it was, I went last year. It was a great showing. This year, same thing. We play it outside, which is kind of a cool game. Last year we played it, and it felt like I was literally playing, in Mystery Alaska, kind of the same thing. We're playing outdoors, fans watching. There was a jet that flew over right after they sang the national anthem. So it was just like, I was sitting on the blue line like, wow, this is really cool. I actually started getting like excited to play a game, like as if I was playing a real game. So yeah, this one's a fun one, and it's obviously in a cool place like Aspen too. So it's got some good views, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm going to try and make sure that I play decent.
Yeah, please do. Is this a thing? Are tickets still available for this? Can people still go out to this, or is this like a sold out situation?
No, there's tickets available. It is if you go to the Colorado NHL Avalanche Alumni Association. So on Instagram, it's ConH Alumni, and all the info will be on there, and you can click to view the event. It shows the schedule, tickets, where it is, all that good info. So
yeah, we'll make sure Larms is getting all the links and everything, so these people can grab tickets if they need to.
Yep, absolutely. And then Sunday is the Shoresy Classic that I'm playing in.
Excited about that one. That is so Shoresy Classic is at Crypto.com Arena where the Kings play, the big barn. Doors are at 2, events at 3. It's going to be, from what I can tell, it's the Shoresy team versus just a team of absolute ringers is what it looks like. And I don't know if the Shoresy team's ready.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see, but the Shoresy team's got some guys too.
It does. The Shoresy team has Terry Ryan, who at the LA Fire event, everybody was kind of like, "We're here having fun, raising some money," and Terry was like, "I'm here to fuck shit up." He came in.
I'm here to score 5 goals a game.
Yes, he came in and was like, "No, we're winning this thing." And they're like, "Oh, there's no real winner.
We're all winners for being.
We're all winners for being here. It's charity. We're just like having fun." And he's like, "No. That's not how Daddy operates. I'm breaking somebody's stick right now." So
Jordan
you guys
Nolan too. Jordan Nolan's on that team too.
Oh yeah. So you might have a little team meeting ahead of time and be like, we got to make sure there's a guy on Terry, because I've seen him before. He's bringing it.
Yeah. The only guys I know of there with me is going to be Jared Stoll, Matt Green, Alec Martinez, Trevor Lewis.
Oh, okay.
Just those
Not
guys.
sure who else.
Oh, okay. So you guys have, so it's Shoresy versus the 2014 LA Kings.
Yeah, except I wasn't on that team. But yeah, I'll be. I mean, I'm hard.
Honorary.
Honorary.
I think you guys also have the Powers brothers on your team.
Do we really?
Yeah. I think I saw when Shoresy posted, I believe both Powers brothers are on your team.
I haven't seen the roster yet, but I know of some of the former Kings guys on there. But it's like I said, there's a couple charity games this weekend. I gotta get ready for.
You're gonna have to watch a lot of tape to learn about your teammates to figure out. Like, okay, when I dump it in, what's Matt Green doing? Is he staying at the blue line? Is he pressuring up? I gotta know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm worried about Terry Ryan. I think he's going to be buzzing out there in this game.
Yes, he is. He absolutely is. Are you sure he's not playing on Saturday too? You might be in one all weekend.
Seriously, I might be flying back with him on Sunday morning.
Yeah, you guys might be fighting on the plane.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Well, that's awesome. Shorzy Classic is going to be unreal. Like, it's like the show's great. The guys are great. Everything about it's fantastic. And they actually, they hooked us up, or they hooked the Scrum folks up. So tickets are available, and that's, you can buy some tickets, do your thing, take the whole family. If you've got a gang of people, I suggest you go do that. But also, we got a little something special for you. They gifted us 2 sets of tickets, and they said, you know what, just give them to some Scrum folks. So we said, okay, absolutely. How do we find these people? So here's the jam. You're watching this on YouTube. If you're not, go over to YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel and like the video, and then drop a comment of your favorite Shorzy quote. And the first 2 people that get Nate to chuckle get a pair of tickets. So this is going to go up, and then we will notify the winners. We'll notify you by Friday morning. So you got the weekend. You got a couple days to find a babysitter or whatever you got to do. So there you go. First guest, first giveaway.
Hey, a lot of firsts.
You know what?
First,
it's the holiday season. It's a time for giving.
It is.
So
it is, and receiving if you receive the tickets, if you win.
It is, a lot of people don't talk about that, right?
Yeah.
We always hear that it's the season of giving,
but there's a recipient on the other.
Yeah. End. So we should start using that. It's the season of receiving.
I like that. I like that.
That could be a thing. Okay. Like, subscribe, comment, do that in general. Tell your friends, tell them they missed Cory Perry. They missed free Shorzy tickets. They're missing all kinds of shit. Get on here and subscribe, please. And thank you.
Get on it.
Nate, you did, we saw you were in you're in a real sexy little VG full outfit this weekend doing jiu-jitsu. What were you up to there?
Yeah, no, this last week, I was able to train 3 times, Bri, which was great. Sometimes I don't get to do that. And you know how it goes. Like you get in like a little bit of like I feel like whenever I do jiu-jitsu 2 or 3 times, and it's like, oh, I just want to do more and more and more and more. And it like kind of brought me to, I was thinking about it, Hammer, like we have a black belt right here sitting next to us, and we talk about jiu-jitsu sometimes, but I guess my question is like, when did you start jiu-jitsu? How did you get into it? How long did it take you to get your black belt? All these questions that like I think a lot of people don't know, and even I don't know about you as well.
I don't know exactly when I started training. I know it was in 2001.
Okay.
And
how old were you then at that time then? When you started?
I was 21.
Okay.
I was about 21 or 22, I think.
Okay.
I basically, that's when I started training. I first did jiu-jitsu in a garage.
Yes, as you should.
As you should.
That's amazing.
Because I had worked with a guy who, very unassuming guy. He was an electrician, didn't talk a lot. But I remember we were at lunch one day, and this was when I was in college. And then my job at the time before when I was going to design school, I built cell sites. I was an RF technician. Which is crazy. Like 10 lives ago. But we were at lunch. I remember eating lunch, and there's a big UFC on, and UFC wasn't huge at this time. So it's like not a lot of people talked about it. But he and another guy were talking about this UFC fight, and I had seen a couple. And so I was like, oh man, like what, you seem to know a lot about this. Let me know about it. Let's talk about it. And he's like, oh yeah, I do jiu-jitsu. I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu and this and that. And there's this jiu-jitsu guy. I can't remember who was fighting, but he was hyped on whoever was fighting. At the time, I lived with Luke Westman. We lived in Oceanside, and we had gotten into our fair share of street fights. Just grew up in Oceanside. People fought. It just happened. We were around situations, and I happened to be always around a dude who's like 6'2", so it was sick getting in fights with Luke because he was tough. We were tough, or we thought we were. And so when he's talking about jiu-jitsu, I was like, "Tell me about this." Like, it doesn't seem, rolling around on the ground, like that doesn't seem tough to me. Like most people, And then he's like, "Oh, dude, it's the best. You got to come try it. I have mats in my garage. Come, I'll give you guys a free lesson." And I'm like, all right. Like, me being not macho or whatever, I just was intrigued by it because he was so calm and so like hey, just kind of pretty much how like when I talk about jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, let's do it. So Luke and I went, and he just kind of explained some things, and then he's like, hey, we're gonna wrestle now. And I'm like, what? Like, and he's like, yeah, it's called sparring. We're gonna spar, and we're gonna start on our knees, and you just tap on me if you're in a position you're uncomfortable, or verbally say tap. And I'm just like, all right, like. Yeah. And then he goes, this is the fucking crazy part that I remember. He goes, pick a number 1 through 5. I'm like, all right. So I'm like 2. 2 was my right arm. He submitted my right arm. And then we went again. Pick another number. Not 2. 3. 3 is my leg. Like, he submitted whatever number I said. That's what he chose. So he was just showing me that, like, I could choose. I could submit any part of your body. And at the time, he was a purple belt. But as you know, a purple belt with someone who with no training can smash them. Yeah. And Luke was like 6'2", pretty big dude. He did the same to Luke, and he just manhandled both of us. And he was probably, I would say he was anywhere from 160 to 180. I don't know, but pretty fit dude, and just fucking annihilated us. And I'm like, this is insane. And I ended up going back one more time, and we both did it twice, and we were just kind of like figuring out what to do. And I ended up, and at the same time, I was going to design school. Sorry, this is gonna be long-winded, but I'll wrap it up.
Okay. No.
At the same time, I was going to design school in Orange County, and I lived in Oceanside. I was going to school in Newport, and that's another backstory of how I made it to Orange County. I went to design school here. There was a guy there from Huntington who everything that he designed was like MMA stuff, because he was friends with Tito Ortiz and all like the Huntington Beach guys. He like grew up with them, so he would just design everything. It wasn't even MMA; it was no holds barred shit, because that's what it was called back then. Yeah. And so after I did a class with that dude, so I started talking to him, and I'm like, dude, I just did jiu-jitsu, and he's like, oh, my guys are fighters; they can fucking kill everybody, And I'm just like, what? Like, all right.
Anyways,
yeah. I mean, because you remember at this time, 2001, it wasn't mainstream yet. It was still it was pre Ultimate Fighter. So, and he's like, yeah, they have a gym, you should go check it out. And I'm like, all right, but I still lived in Oceanside at the time. And then, to fast forward, I ended up moving to Orange County, and moved to Orange County, and I had a little bit of school left, and I had moved to Orange County before. I had quit that job and got a design job and was commuting, but still going to school. I had a little bit of school left, but got a job in Orange County. And so finally just moved here. I ended up running into that guy. Again, because we weren't in the same class anymore. It was a different class. And I was like, hey, what's up? And then he asked me, he's like, hey, did you start training? Because I think he was like trying to sell memberships at, their gym. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's, hey, did you start training? I'm like, no, whatever. He's like, dude, he gave me a card, and it was Rob McCullough, Razor Rob McCullough, still training, fucking insane dude. Such a great guy. I'm still friends with him. He's like, call him if you want to start training, call him. He's a Muay Thai champion. And I was like, fucking Muay Thai. Like, I don't know anything about this. And then I remember calling Rob, and I'm like, hey, Rob, I got your number from so-and-so, And he's like, bro, you want to be a fighter? And I'm just like, nah, man, I'm fat. And like, I need to get in shape. And he's like, all right, come do a kickboxing class. And I'm like, cool. And I'll do it. I go down there. I went on a Friday night, and when I got there was a jiu-jitsu class going on. And so I just kind of watched it. And then I went and did this cardio kickboxing class with like 95% women. I was fucked doing cardio kickboxing. Oh, I'm sure, everyone, not even breathing hard people. And I'm just like I couldn't even stand up. I was so just shot. And I'm just like, this sucks. Like, cardio kickboxing is not for me. Like, for whatever this is not. And then I was like, I had to like after the class, I had to like catch my breath and just hang out. So I kind of just hung out on the wall, and there's like a little wall, and I kind of watched, there's some other guys doing jiu-jitsu. And Fabiano Iha, who was my first instructor, came up to me and was like, bro, you got to do jiu-jitsu, And I'm just like, I don't know if it's racist to make but that's how he fucking talked. I don't know, bro. Yeah, bro, everything, you got to do jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, all right, like, I'll try it out. And I'm like, I only have Fridays open right now because I go to school. And he's like, next Friday, come do the class. Don't do kickboxing. And I'm just like, all right. I came and did a fucking jiu-jitsu class and loved it. It was like doing a structured class, like not just getting killed. And I think they were new. They kind of knew, kind of like how when I teach people now, it's like you can't kill somebody on their first day, because it's just like because then you'll turn people off.
But that first guy, he wasn't trying to start a business. He was trying to beat dick on 2 20-year-old kids that work with him.
Yeah. Oh, he was showing the power. Because I do that too. You got to show the power once in a while.
For sure. And he's like, I go to work with these guys on Monday. I'm not trying to make $200 a month from them. When we're at work, I want them to know so they don't test me that I can beat both of their asses.
Exactly.
100%.
Which is awesome.
So,
you should try to find that guy again.
Oh, I know who he's. Oh, I know his full name. Oh yeah, he's like he became an MMA manager for a while. Like he was doing some shit. He's a black belt now. I haven't been in contact for a while, but he got into like the MMA business side.
Oh, good for him.
I'm not fully sure what he's doing now, but I'm sure he's still doing something.
That's great.
Very smart. Very smart dude.
I love that.
So I ended up coming back and doing a jiu-jitsu class, but I still had a little bit of school left. But I think school ended maybe another month because I was kind of figuring out what to do after school started. And I ended up, I was doing school at night, Monday through Thursday. As soon as school stopped, I essentially started training on Monday, and it just trained Monday through Thursday at night when I was at school. Like it was kind of like the same time, and because my life was set up that way of like I would go to work, I'd have a little time off, then I would go to school for a few hours and then be done. So now I just would go to work, get off, and then go train, and I did that forever. It seemed like I just trained forever. I just never stopped. And so at that time, it was Tito Ortiz trained there. There was times when I would come in and there was a pro class, and it was Tito, Rico Rodriguez, Chuck Liddell, Dan Henderson, all training together because they didn't have anybody else to train with. So it was all guys who ended up fighting each other, and they're maybe friends now, but and then they were cordial, but they just needed. It was a room where you could train. There was. They would have 20 guys there, and they would have all these top guys, and they would all train together. Yep. They would set up weekends and stuff, where they're like, hey, we're doing this. We're all sparring this weekend because we need to spar each other, top level guys, Wow. And that's where I met Rampage Jackson, started training with him. And I have a whole MMA side that I can talk about, but jiu-jitsu, I just started training, and there's an addictive side to it, as you know, if you go and you just want to learn more and do more and try more, and it's like one of those things that just checks your ego, because you just learn so much about yourself. I just started training. I ended up getting, I never did nowadays I see people getting stripes and stuff like that, which is okay. And I know the kids classes, there's a ton of different belts that they used to not have. Fabiano, I only taught under Fabiano for about a year, I think, or a year and a half. And then my instructor, Waldemar Perez Jr., who's a coral belt, he came, and I recognize him as my instructor. I got all my belts from him, from blue to black. He never believed in, he didn't really believe in stripes. I think when every belt I got, he essentially put all my stripes on. He had me put all my stripes on right before I got the belt.
What are stripes? They're like miniature belt.
Yeah,
levels?
You get when you have a belt, you get stripes, and essentially once you get 4 stripes, you're ready to get your next belt.
Gotcha.
A lot of schools, they use it now to show progress, to show where you're at.
Because it's got to be hard thinking about like a business model. If you've got 10 guys that are coming in and they're paying, I don't know how much you do, it's like $200 a month or something. And if they're not putting their all into it, you're like, this guy might never become a brown belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if he's paying he's paying a couple $100 a month, whatever. And he's like, you kind of don't have him going. And he's like, what am I doing here?
That's the one thing about jiu-jitsu that I think sets it apart from some of the other, maybe like Taekwondo and stuff. I'm not trying to talk down on that, but you can go get a karate belt. There's 12-year-olds who are karate black belts, or Taekwondo black belts, because they've started at 5 and they went through and did all these things. And it's they may know the kata or whatever. They may know the forms, but can you use that in the real world?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And in jiu-jitsu, you can't be a black belt until you're 18. Because you have to earn all your belts. You have to be able to show that what you can do, you can show that you can apply the positions and the technique against people your size or bigger, and that's kind of,
that makes sense.
So you have to know you can, and there's no times table. They used to say it takes 10 years to become a black belt. I got my black belt in 2019. So a little bit more than 10 years.
Yeah. Let's
years.
unpack that, Brian. Why that happened? You doubled it up.
I never cared about getting a black belt. It wasn't my thing. I did a lot of MMA jiu-jitsu, no-gi jiu-jitsu. I trained with world champions. I would go to fight camps for 8 weeks. And it was funny. I remember one time, I only asked for a belt one time, junior, when I was a purple belt. And there would be guys who would come. There'd be guys who were like black belts in jiu-jitsu and professional fighters and stuff would come to camp. And I would do really well against them, like MMA sparring. Which is striking and jiu-jitsu and grappling. I would do really, really well. And I remember a guy who was a brown belt. He made a comment about, like, I had submitted him at one point. He's like, "Oh, why don't you have your brown belt?" And I was just like, I'm like, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
you have to do some paperwork. You have to do some paperwork.
That's not up to me, And I think he was just kind of, his ego maybe got hurt a little bit because I was only a purple belt, And I was like, I don't know. And finally, junior there one day, and I'm just like, hey, so-and-so asked me why I don't have my brown belt. Yeah. And I think he responded with like, fuck that guy. Of course. Like, don't listen to him, And, but he's like, when you get your brown belt, it'll be like, why don't you have your black belt?
Of course.
And then I was like, okay. And he's like, and he even pointed about that guy. He goes, I bet when that guy goes and trains places, people question his brown belt. Mm-hmm. He's like, I never ever want anybody to question your belt.
Ooh, I like that.
And whether or not you've earned your belt. And I'm just like, oh, all right.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
And it was
That's
never
awesome.
traditional. We didn't do gi that much. We did no gi. It was a lot of, even now I make, there's for a while, like jiu-jitsu's gotten pretty fancy, like very technical, and very technical. And that's what I call fancy. And I am very meat and potatoes jiu-jitsu guy. Which is funny because it's now back in vogue. It's like kind of what a lot of people are doing now. It's like how I've been always training, and it's which is great. I guess to answer your question, I started, I think, in 2001, and then I got my black belt in 2019, and I never really cared about getting my black belt, and now it's, I love saying that I have one, and because I earned it. I do believe I earned it. I don't think I'm, it's something that I feel like I have to keep learning. Like, cause I tell you, when I teach now, I teach guys when they come here, I always say, this is how I do it. And this is how because I'll never say like, this is the only way, or this is the best way, or because jiu-jitsu is such a personal journey. And you adapt it to your body, and I only know how I do it. I'm not flexible. I am kind of more of a bulldozer type of guy, like not flashy, not flexible, just kind of like on and off, very linear, which is fine. It works for me. I would say I'm harder to submit because of it, because it's like, I don't do some crazy shit. I kind of try to keep
it simple.
Yeah. Keep it simple. Yeah. And so when I teach people, I say, this is what works for me, and it may work for you, or you may adapt it, I don't know. That's long-winded.
It's great. I mean, I just want people to recognize, like, it's, like, getting a black belt is not a easy task, and it's a huge deal. And I know you didn't care about that, but that's probably part of reason why you got a black belt, and to bring levity to it and just make people understand. And hopefully people that are listening, they know how hard it is, but how awesome it is at the same time. So thanks for sharing that.
I'll end it with this, though. I think I attribute everything I have in my life to me starting jiu-jitsu now.
Wow.
I think if I didn't, I've always had something that anchored me, in high school. I went to the beach with friends, and that was like my thing, going to the beach. And it's like, that was what anchored me. And then when I kind of got out of that, I got into jiu-jitsu, and it's always been my anchor to everything that, I've done in my life as an adult, because I started as an adult, 21. And it's like, it was something there that was this foundation that I can build things on. And I think, you know, starting a company, you know, being able to travel and having the confidence to travel, or having confidence to try new things, you know, with, you know, being a designer and not knowing, you know, because sometimes it's like you design something like, is this going to sell? I mean, we say it all the time, like, fuck, are people going to like this? We like it. Are other people going to like it? You know,
one of my favorite fucking things Brian does is, without a doubt, every event we've ever done, when we're fully set up, but the first person hasn't showed up yet, Brian goes, do you think anybody's going to come? And that's all he repeats for like the 45 minutes or hour until people show up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
build it and they will come.
Yeah. And it's like, but I think, you know, it's given me this foundation that I think, you know, I mean, Kelly Slater says it too. Right now it says, you know, get your kid in jiu-jitsu. It should be the first thing they try. If they're going to do all these other sports, but get them in that, because it'll ground them. It'll give them a foundation.
You took the scenic route to the black belt.
Yeah.
That's okay though, because there's a lot of things I feel like you've probably done. You did that route, which got you there, which you've done enough design work that you essentially have a master's in design.
I'd say I have a black belt in design.
You have a black belt in design.
Yeah. Right.
And then now you've gotten to this point where you're going the MLM route and you're getting some people below you. You told 2 friends.
Yeah.
And then they told 2 friends. And one of your friends that you told, there's a million stories. We've got Paul Conroy, who jiu-jitsu's taken over his life and he's become obsessed. But then a big one is our friend Biggie.
Yep.
And Biggie is on this freak journey where he doesn't just want to do it. He wants to be the best.
Yeah.
And regardless of, he's in his mid 40s, and he just said, other people also in their mid 40s that are my same weight, I need to beat up on all of them.
Yeah.
And he did that this weekend.
Yeah. He went and did a tournament. He didn't tell anybody. He told me like a week before, you know, so I actually couldn't make it. But he went and did World Jiu-Jitsu League on Saturday and beat 2 black belts, because it's an open, it's in no gi, it's an open, it's just advanced. So it's brown and black together.
Yeah.
And submitted one and then beat the crap out of another one and won by points. So he won gold, and now he's going to do Masters Worlds this weekend.
So like your instructor didn't want anybody to ever question your belt. You obviously are taking that to Biggie.
100%.
And now Biggie's taking it. Biggie, knowing Biggie, he probably doesn't even ever want to have a black belt, because he wants to be the brown belt that can kill everyone.
Oh yeah.
Like that feels more his personality.
I mean, it's on his list. I mean, he has a note on his phone of like the day he got us all his belt. I mean, he has on the note the first day he submitted me. So, which is like bigger than belts.
Yeah, of course. Of course it is.
But yeah, and I mentioned this, the other day we were, it was funny. I had a revelation about, I showed something, and then Biggie, they did it. And then Biggie kind of added to it. And I remember when that happened to me and in my instructor, where it was like, and I think like the next day he asked me to start teaching. He was like, hey, you're teaching Tuesdays and Thursdays now. Like, you know, and what was funny is he fucking got paid for Tuesdays and Thursdays. I didn't get paid.
Wait a minute.
I was just taught his class.
Funny how that works.
Which was okay. But it was just like, it was funny because it was when it's like, as an instructor, you want your students to, you know, you learn more by teaching.
Of course. Because you're forced to question the why.
100%. So, and now it's like, I mean, Biggie does some things that I've taught him, and he does them better than I do. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and that's what you want, you know? Of course. So, I love when he does it, because like, just like my instructor never, there are some jiu-jitsu coaches who don't allow you to train with other people. They're like, you're my student, I'm your instructor, I don't want you. And I think that's wrong. And my instructor was like, and I told this Biggie too, it's like, at the end of the day, you're my student, I'm giving you your belts, I'll always be your instructor. Yeah. But go learn as much jiu-jitsu as you can.
For sure.
And if you have questions, come ask me. And, you know, I can answer them or not, or we'll figure it out together, you know, if there's something outside of that. And it's the same with Biggie. Biggie learns from a lot of different people. But at the end of the day, I'm his instructor. I'm giving him his belts. He'll be in our lineage, he'll be under me. And I'm stoked because he's a beast.
I think you kind of have a distant student in our boy Nate. Maybe more of a textual based teaching.
I have on times he would post a story or something, and then I think I'd even preface it like, I don't know what you're, like, I'm not trying to, but this is what I would do.
Yeah.
It
takes a village. I'm sure you appreciate it.
And drop some things.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I remember, I think you sent me like a YouTube of like passing or something, because I was doing something when I was trying to pass into somebody's guard and I was doing it completely wrong, of course. But yeah, no, I think especially what Brian said about learning, and obviously I've had different instructors too, but learning different jujitsu from everyone. I think that's what I've been trying to do. And then of course, learning from Brian, I definitely want to learn from him, but it's honestly, it's, I've talked about it a lot, but and showed everybody a lot. Obviously I posted a lot on my socials, but since I was done, I started a month after I was done, and now over almost 2.5 years now, I'm still into it. And it's, like Brian talked about, it's changed my life in a good way. And I'm glad that I found it, because it feels like I have a foundation of something that keeps me centered in a way. And jiu-jitsu does that for me. And you're seeing a lot of other guys, former hockey players starting doing it now. I mean, we seen Sean Avery do it. I know some guys, even current players. I heard Tom Wilson was doing it in the off season. I know Trevor Moore is into it too in the off season as well. Sean Thornton just got his black belt not long ago. So you're seeing guys, it's guys are starting to get into it, which would be, I think, great for hockey and good for jiu-jitsu too. I mean, it's just overall just an amazing martial art, and something that I'll do forever, and hopefully learn more from Brian as well.
I love that. Well,
make sure you like and subscribe. I'll keep sending you tips.
Ooh. Like and subscribe to Brian's personal YouTube, where he sends you tips and tricks. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to watch y'all's journey, and if we ever get a shower at the office, maybe I'll join you.
All right, awesome.
It just smells too bad to sit in my car for that long after.